delighted to be with so many of you who have, over the last 20 years, been building a tradition that is as ancient as human life on earth. I think the majority history of farming is one of women's history, and secondly, it's an organic history. And we have just a few decades of an era of poisons, and poisons that come from an institution that I have named capitalist patriarchy. A patriarchy born out of the power of capital. And this patriarchy would like to imagine evolution has worked like this, farming has worked like this, and it hasn't. The era is just so recent. For us in India, it's as recent as 1965. And the era was called the Green Revolution. It was neither green nor revolutionary. And people ask me, but you know, green, it was about ecology. I said, no. Green as ecology got associated in the 80s to the Green parties in Europe. At that time, green was only a color different from red. And red was the problem. There was China. And the peasants were becoming communists. And the Green Revolution was brought to India to prevent communism from spreading, and the assumption was that somehow, if you get people drawn into an agriculture based on chemicals, there'll be prosperity, and prosperity will lead to peace. And that linear equation of chemicals, prosperity, peace got the Green Revolution a Nobel Peace Prize. Norman Borlaug was given a Nobel Peace Prize. And I, as a physicist, was forced to look at what was happening because in 1984, Punjab was anything but a land of peace. That's where the Green Revolution was implemented. And Punjab was at war, it had the worst terrorism. You know, you get fed up, I get fed up taking shoes off at airports. The only place we take shoes off is at temples or in our homes. Not to bring the filth in. But can you imagine you put your shoes into those trays and someone else's shoes on the trays and the same shoes again and again and again? No, not very good. But the real airport security began with Punjab. Aircraft called Kanishka had been loaded with a suitcase, and the people who had put it hadn't boarded. And it blew up above Ireland, above Cork. But within Punjab, 30,000 people were killed in that terrorism. That's 6 times 9/11. The world didn't even notice. But I was shaken up. I said, this was supposed to be a land of prosperity, and it is, in formal terms, highest per capita everything. Yeah. Highest per capita metals road tracks. Highest per capita consumption of pesticide. Highest per capita consumption of fertilizer. And yet, Punjab was going up in bombings and shootings. As I said, 30,000 people killed. And I said, what really happened? What was this thing called the Green Revolution? And that's when I realized the reason agriculture has become so much like war is because it came out of war. Industrial farming came out of war. And if you really do the sums, more people are being killed because of the way agriculture is being done than because of all the wars being fought. It's the biggest unnamed war on the planet. And it is an agriculture of death, industrial farming. And then, as if that wasn't enough, you layer it with globalization to say, let's spread the poison fast everywhere through coercive rules of the World Trade Organization. So, where industrial farming had done damage in pockets, the WTO started to do damage across the world in one fell swoop.